Hiya, I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video on our hearts, which you might think is not important because obviously there's so much shit going on in the world, and you know, why would I do a video on our hearts at this time? But actually, when I'm investigating, the control mechanisms of this reality, when I woke up years ago, but when I discovered the matrix and the programming and the manipulation and being inside an egg and light bodies and all that stuff last year, I started getting attacked by machines and stuff, and then going up the pyramid of who's controlling who and who's manipulating who, and I get to the top and it's Queen Elizabeth at the top, and then above her there's beings outside. I can't remember, brown beings now, and but actually at the top of everything is AI. AI is manipulating, abusing and controlling all of consciousness inside not just this matrix but all the other matrices inside the electrical cube that we all reside in. And their biggest threat to AI is our heart consciousness. Reason being, how our heart consciousness, our female consciousness, in other words, we all have female consciousness, we all have hearts, and we all have masculine consciousness that runs through our body. And how this reality is created from a very simplistic point of view from how I see things, is that so when I go into the matrix, you've got two light bodies. The female light body brings in everything that she wants to experience, what she wants, what's her joys, what's her what makes her happy, what she wants, hobbies, to gifts that she has, to all those things that she wants to place in a 3D reality. She doesn't create that, it's the masculine that does. So she communicates that to the masculine part, masculine consciousness. And when I look at the masculine light body, it's this reality that's in the masculine light body. The masculine light body is actually the doer. It listens to the heart and does what, this is how it's supposed to work, does what the heart wants to do. So the heart goes, right, I want to experience riding horses. The masculine goes, okay, right, we need to do the A, B, C, and D to get that going. That's how it's supposed to work on a very simplistic point of view. The masculine will step in when it feels that whatever the heart wants to do, it's too dangerous, and there's a protective and grounding force within the masculine energy. But it doesn't actually create. It doesn't go, oh, I want to do this. It's the female part of us that does that. Now, so the masculine gets used to be told what to do. So what the AI want is, instead of us to have hearts, is us to have AI instead. So we're told what to do. And, we cut off our hearts through trauma, through beliefs about the female energy. And we can also, these can be cut off through implants. So what I'm discovering over the last couple of weeks is that the ETs that obviously are run by AI, or very highly manipulated by AI, place implants at the back of our necks, top of our spines. And this stops the connection, from what I see, this stops the connection from the female to the male, from the heart to the brain. So we don't get the connection on, so we find it very difficult to connect to how we really feel about things, to what we really want, to what we need, to what we want to experience. So in the last, the people that have been coming to me, it's basically clearing out those implants, clearing out those blockages, and then looking at the beliefs that's held those blockages in place, so people can connect more to their hearts and connect more to who they are. What I've discovered is that when a person is in balance, when their masculine energy and their female energy is in balance and in harmony with each other, and this love, support going on within our own bodies, and then obviously projected out to other hearts and stuff. It's very, very, very difficult for AI to exist. So implants to exist. It's very, very difficult to be manipulated, abused and controlled. When this is out of balance, this is where the AI can get through. So their job, what they want is to disconnect us from our hearts. So I was speaking to this lady in Australia, and you know, I'm looking at her heart, and a beautiful energy, such a beautiful, warming energy. And she's very awake. She's very into, you know, what's going on with nanobots and what they're doing to the water, to what they're doing to the skies and everything like that. Quite interestingly, she said to me, she goes, Becky, I'm getting these really, really bad headaches. She goes, I'm drinking all the time, but these headaches are really bad. And I looked in, and her body, even though she was drinking water, her body was actually rejecting the water as much as possible, due to the knowing that there's crap in the water, even though she had the belief that the water was bad for us. So it's quite interesting, because the knowing what was going on with the water actually caused her to be sick due to the water, where if we don't know, there seems to be oblivious to the body, so we actually create more of the shit onto ourselves. So say for instance, she didn't realize about the nanobots in the water or the stuff, her body wouldn't have rejected the water, wouldn't have that belief there. So actually it's the same with like TIs and everything like that. You know, when people get read up about all the belief structures that are going on, you know, people being tracked, to all that paranoia out there, and then they experience it. It's because they believe it, therefore it comes into our reality. That's how much beliefs control our reality. We create our reality through our beliefs. Anyway, I've gone a bit off track. Anyway, what she loved to do was, this lady in Australia, was actually be in her home and bake and cook and stuff like that. And but she's saying, Becky, you know, I do love all that. She goes, I love doing all that, and you know, it brings me joy and happiness and stuff like that. But there's so much crap going on in the world that needs to be confronted and needs to be dealt with. And which is a good point. And I do believe that what I've seen is that when we start to do the things that we love to do, we change our reality. We change the way we feel. We change our perceptions of reality. When we love to do the things we do, it naturally breaks down laughter, fun, joy, happiness. Actually breaks down the AI around us. We bring in more heart energy. Now, we've got this matrix, we're in this matrix, and there's many other matrices, which is an electrical box. At the top of the electrical box is a huge consciousness, a female consciousness that is covered in AI. And the more we connect to our hearts, the freer she becomes. And the more we connect to our hearts, the weaker AI becomes. It's not, it sounds really simple. But that's what I'm seeing. It's like when what I've experienced is that when, you know, even like through attacks, synthetic energies to implants and everything like that, that can only happen when the masculine and the female energy aren't together, aren't connected. When they connect, it destroys any AI. So we need to connect more together with who we are, to connect to our hearts, discover what we want, so the masculine can do what we want rather being dictated to do what it's been told to do. Now, lots of people have, you know, I spoke to a few people who are doing, I'm looking at them and they're really unhappy, and their hearts are open. It's not like there's trauma there, so they can connect to their hearts, but they're confused. Both ladies were confused, and what they actually wanted wasn't what they were trying to manifest. So I'm looking, God, there was a section of both their hearts, and they were like trying to manifest something completely different from what they actually wanted. And then discovering that the both of them were listening to audio CDs like Tolkien and meditation CDs to manifest abundance and stuff like that. So they were listening to somebody, having that somebody program their heart and tell their heart what they wanted to manifest. And this is screwing up their heart consciousness. Now, we don't need to be told what we want, who we are, what we have. We actually have to listen to who we are, what we want to experience. There is nobody in the world like you. You can't be told who you are. When I look at people, I look at their consciousness. I don't tell them, oh, okay, you should do this and this. Their consciousness tells me this is what I love to do. So it's going into their heart consciousness, and it's like this. I wouldn't dream of telling somebody, oh no, you've got to be doing A, B, C. That is a matrix belief. And this is what I've been looking at gurus over the last few weeks. They've popped up here and there, and I had one this morning, which was quite funny. All gurus that I've looked at have all been males, and they've all had really fucked up belief systems about the female energy, and have all struggled to connect to their emotions, which I found quite funny. But even more funny, and the gentleman that I was talking to today was way more together than his actual guru. This guy that was in India, and this American guy went to a guru and been going there for a while. And you don't need a guru. You yourself hold the key to who you are, what you need, what you want to experience. You also hold a lot of wisdom and knowledge that you need when you come in here. We do obviously when I get lost or I get like insecure and I I can't see, I don't know what direction to go. I have people around me. So I've got my partner, I've got my friends, I've got an amazing lady, psychic lady, Marie Haynes. She's fantastic. So we do go through that, but actually to follow somebody for and pick up really fucked up belief structures about reality is upsetting, where we need to go with who we are rather than be dictated to, because that's just part of the God program. We don't need to go to ETs or gurus, or actually know way more than we think, but we have to listen. The brain it learns for a reason, because it learns from the heart. The heart brings in so much understanding on that wavelength, and then the brain can put it into place to understand it into this reality. So yeah, so instead of programming yourself or going to gurus to get programmed, or spiritual centers and stuff like that, start listening to yourself and be your own guru. That might be my new motto. Okay, thanks for listening. You take care. Bye.